Chapter 1. The shadow of Teutoburg. The year was 15 AD, and Rome was still haunted by the memory of its catastrophic defeat at the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest in 9 AD. The ambush, led by Arminius, a former Roman ally who had turned against them, had resulted in the annihilation of 3 entire legions under the command of Publius Quinctilius Varus. This devastating loss shattered Rome's sense of invincibility and instilled a powerful sense of vengeance among the Roman people and its leaders. Enter Germanicus Caesar, the young and charismatic general with the lineage of Augustus and the heart of a warrior. The son of Drusus and the adopted son of Tiberius, Germanicus had been raised to embody the Roman virtues of courage, loyalty, and resilience. Tiberius, now emperor, had tasked Germanicus with leading a campaign into Germania, aiming to restore Roman honor, avenge the fallen, and solidify Rome's influence over the untamed northern territories. For Germanicus, this campaign was not just about expanding Roman borders but about rectifying one of Rome's greatest humiliations. Chapter 2. Germanicus prepares for war. Germanicus's preparations were meticulous. He knew that Germania's terrain posed as much of a threat as its warriors, with dense forests, winding rivers, and treacherous swamps creating a natural fortress for the Germanic tribes. Arminius and his people understood the land well and could use it to their advantage. For Germanicus, the key to success lay in both physical readiness and psychological fortitude. He knew his troops needed to be as familiar with their adversaries as they were loyal to Rome. The campaign required a considerable number of troops, which included veteran legions stationed in Germania, auxiliary units from neighboring provinces, and specialized cavalry units. Germanicus meticulously selected his officers, choosing men he could rely on to lead their soldiers with a steady hand and unwavering resolve. He also understood that morale would be crucial to his success. Germanicus spent time speaking with his men, sharing stories of Roman victories, reminding them of the fallen, and inspiring them with the vision of a Rome that would be unyielding even in the face of formidable adversaries. Chapter 3. The crossing into Germania. When the spring of 15 AD arrived, Germanicus and his legions crossed the Rhine River, officially beginning their campaign into Germania. As they moved deeper into Germanic territory, the landscape seemed to close in around them. Towering trees blocked the sunlight, and unfamiliar sounds echoed through the woods. They were in Arminius's domain now, a land that had become synonymous with Rome's disgrace. Germanicus's forces advanced carefully, wary of potential ambushes. Scouts were sent ahead, and the army moved in a disciplined formation. Roman engineers constructed temporary bridges over rivers, cut pathways through thick woods, and fortified camps each night. The deeper they traveled, the more Germanicus could feel the tension mounting. The soldiers were well trained and prepared, but a sense of caution was ever present as they approached the lands controlled by the Treacherous, Arminius's tribe. Chapter 4. The first clashes. The first significant encounter came near the Weser River. Germanicus knew that Arminius would try to use the same guerrilla tactics that had proved so successful in the Teutoburg Forest. This time, however, Germanicus was prepared. He ordered his legions to keep their formation tight and to stay within the protective lines of their shields. His strategy was to wear down the Germanic tribes with skirmishes and small engagements, hoping to flush them out and force them into open battle. The Treacherous and their allies launched a series of sudden attacks on the Roman columns. Arrows rained down from the trees, and warriors surged from the underbrush, only to be met by Roman shields and disciplined counterattacks. Germanicus's men pushed back each assault, and as they did, they gained confidence, seeing that this time, they were ready. They fought with the understanding that each Germanic warrior who fell brought them closer to avenging their fallen comrades. Chapter 5. The battlefield of Teutoburg. As Germanicus's campaign progressed, he made a point to lead his troops to the site of the Teutoburg Forest, where Rome's infamous defeat had occurred. What they found was a macabre reminder of the past, a battlefield still littered with the skeletal remains of Roman soldiers, armor, and broken weapons. Some remains still bore the rusted helmets and breastplates of legionaries, and the sight stirred the hearts of Germanicus's men. This was not just a military campaign, it was personal. Germanicus ordered that the remains be given a proper burial, paying his respects to the fallen. As the soldiers laid their lost brothers to rest, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. This battlefield was a haunting symbol of what could happen if they failed, but it was also a rallying point, a stark reminder of the vengeance they sought. Chapter 6. the encounter with Arminius. As the campaign continued, Germanicus eventually came face to face with the very leader responsible for Rome's humiliation, Arminius. The encounter did not happen directly but rather through the clash of their forces. Germanicus and Arminius understood each other's strategies and capabilities. While Germanicus was disciplined and strategic, Arminius was cunning, using the landscape to his advantage and launching unpredictable attacks. A major battle took place near the Weser River, where Germanicus's forces met the combined strength of several Germanic tribes. The battle was fierce, with both sides sustaining heavy casualties. Germanicus displayed remarkable tactical skill, positioning his cavalry to outmaneuver Arminius's forces and pushing his legions forward in a relentless assault. The Romans fought with a fervor that came from both revenge and the desire to prove that Rome would not be defeated twice. Arminius fought bravely, but he underestimated Germanicus's determination and discipline. Realizing that he could not hold his ground, Arminius ordered a retreat, his forces melting into the forests. Though the battle ended inconclusively, Germanicus and his troops felt a sense of victory. They had faced Arminius in his own land and had emerged unbroken. Chapter 7. The aftermath and return. After a series of brutal skirmishes and ambushes, Germanicus decided to conclude the year's campaign. The Germanic tribes were resilient, and while the Romans had gained ground, they had not yet secured a decisive victory. However, Germanicus had achieved several important goals. He had instilled fear in the Germanic tribes, avenged the fallen, and restored some measure of Roman honor. As the legions began their journey back to the Rhine, Germanicus was greeted as a hero by his soldiers. Despite the challenges, he had led them with courage and skill, showing that Rome would not be intimidated by past defeats. The campaign had been a test of Roman endurance and strength, and though the victory was not absolute, it was a step toward securing Rome's place in Germania. Chapter 8. Legacy of the campaign. The 15 AD campaign would resonate through Roman history as a testament to the resilience of the Roman spirit. Germanicus's campaign in Germania, though not decisive, was a powerful demonstration of Rome's capacity to recover from loss and continue to press forward. Germanicus would go on to lead additional campaigns in Germania, further cementing his reputation as one of Rome's greatest generals. The campaign of 15 AD set the stage for further Roman incursions into Germania and left an indelible mark on the tribes who had once thought Rome's strength could be broken. For Germanicus, the experience solidified his legacy as a leader worthy of Rome, and his name would be celebrated for generations as a symbol of bravery and determination.